An elk is a truly majestic animal. There's nothing like driving onto the Peck Ranch on an elk tour and seeing one of the most majestic animals in North America.
It really is the first time in more than half a century we've had a new hunting opportunity here in the state with a brand new species. Realizing we're going to always have a pretty small number of elk, we want to make sure that Missourians had as much say in that process as possible. In determining the 5 permits, basically we looked at our 3 benchmarks: a population of around 200 individuals, bull to cow ratio of 1 bull for every 4 cows, and then a population growth rate of at least 10% a year. We met all 3 of those. We estimated 207 as of June 1st, so before calving, based on that, and we settled on 5 animals. We recognize that landowners are the key to the future success of elk here in the state, and so we wanted to make sure that at least one of those permits went to a landowner.
I get a lot of local pressure, let's put it that way, phone calls, like, don't make us disown you, that kind of attitude.
Again, with this being the inaugural hunt, the first landowner that had the opportunity to hunt elk here in Missouri was Bill Clark, and so that was a really cool opportunity for a gentleman that, again, is kind of eats, sleeps, and breathes conservation.
My wife and I regard ourselves as conservationists, and we're not tree huggers by any stretch, but we believe in the variety of wildlife, and so having these animals particularly, and wildlife in general, it's just great.
Mr. Clark, as the odds were stacked against him, that permit was only valid on your own property. He had a pretty nice bull walk through with the cow the night before season opened, and then he didn't see anything during archery season. Again, he's at a great crossroads, but it really is kind of hit or miss. And then fast forward to the firearm season, he hadn't been seeing a whole lot, and then second to last day of the season,
we'd had what I'd say a dearth of bulls in the area, none sighted in either of the 2 seasons. And the next to the last day of the gun season, my wife happened to see some cows wandering in the woods below the house.
And I just happened to come by and glance out the sliding glass doors, and I said to Bill, "Elk!" And he said, "Elk?" And I said, "Really?" And I said, "Really?" Because it was the last opportunity with only 1 day left. There were like 20 or 30 cows, and sure enough, there was 1 male elk down there. And so Bill sighted in on him, and I have to tell you, I'm just really proud of Bill, because it was 1 opportunity, and if he missed or the elk saw us and decided to go trotting up the hill, it was all over.
I just responded and came out and looked, and sure enough, I did see the spike. He was not moving, and I went ahead and made the decision to fire.
He had pretty narrow shot opportunities. His property has far more timbered ground than it does open, and so it was just thread that needle and made a great quick kill shot on it. You want those who are lucky enough to get these permits to have cool interactions with those critters and have good shot opportunities, and this year all 5 of them did, and we're all able to harvest pretty magnificent animals. Missourians are pretty phenomenal when it comes to nature and conservation. It makes our jobs really easy and really rewarding. It's very easy to see the value in what we're doing and what it's able to give back to the citizens of the state.